I'm so excited to finally be starting Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. I think for right now, I'm only going to do the first case, but if I end up really loving it, I might end up streaming this too. It depends. It depends on how I feel. I don't want to promise anything because the first trilogy took me 10 months to finish. So we'll see. Okay. Who the hell is that? It looks so different. I'm assuming it's this one, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. 2007? Oh, God. Turnabout who? Is this what you wanted me to play? Showdown time. You lose. Eek. Oh, that's cool. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Bizarre, thank you. Oh, I recognize this scene. Thank you, Bizarre. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I can't believe it's been 10 years. It's been too long. Hi, Ivory. Ho changed your username. Hi. And hi, Carmen. How you doing? April 20th. Panicked. Palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Good morning. He did it. He did it. Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise. Is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I already don't trust him. I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. That explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney, and today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of... Wait, My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him, no way. Hello? Whoa. How old is Apollo? Isn't he like the kid attorney or whatever? How old is he? Good morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial. Nervous. Meeting him. Cardiac arrest. Oh, in his 20s. You're telling me that the person accused of murder is allowed to walk around in a courthouse with his hands in his pockets? Is this allowed in Japanifornia? Is this allowed in Japanifornia? I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So, you're fine. I'm fine. Mr. Fine, is it? San Fran, Tokyo. That one. I do remember you having an odd name. Oh, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why? You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, it's time, shall we? Yes, sir. He sounds like Mia when he talks. Okay, I need to focus. First trial, here comes Justice. Apollo Justice is such a badass name. Oh, God. No! It's the same judge and the same screechy tutorial lawyer. No! He's still kicking! Old people just don't know when to retire. The court is now in session. I want to say, I can hear such a huge difference in the music. The music sounds like it has so much more depth. It's really cool. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Apollo's kind of... Never mind. Never mind. The defense is, fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. I'm going blank. Don't panic. Ugh, too late. Your name was Mr. Justice? And this is your first trial? Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine. Really. Apollo music is some of my favorite out of all the games. It's really good. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin? Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course he wants justice. Here we go. Here we go. But to entrust his case to this greenhorn, why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel? Hi, Lottie! Thank you so much for the Prime sub. I don't know who Apollo is. I just started the game, so I have no idea. I don't want answers in the chat, because I've never played this, so I want to stay spoiler-free. But, I have no idea. Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Meet again? Long time no see. What? What? That's Phoenix? Long time no see, Mr. Right. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? Oh, forget Apollo. He looks good with some stubble. Oh, and those neck muscles. Wow. Wow. These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. What happened? I did say he talked like Mia. And he is talking like Mia. What happened? He flopped. He flopped. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne.
To think I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains.
His hair looks worse than it did before. Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see.
The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head. Schmack. Killed him cold.
A customer at the restaurant, you say? Every game they make his hair somehow bald and not bald at the same time. Make it make sense. And the defendant, you say he was...
The pianist for the club, it seems.
Phoenix Wright. A pianist. A penis?
This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice.
Grape juice. I see.
Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice.
The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Oh, and we got a photo in there too. Wait, hold on. I want to see. The sub-basement at the Borscht Bowl Club. He looks fine. He's sleeping. He's sleeping. He's fine. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently, it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. The bottle is completely empty. Time of death was around 2 a.m. April 17th. Death caused by a single blow to the forehead. Victim's name, Shoddy Smith. Age, male. Estimated time of death, April 17th. Between 1:45 a.m. 2:15 a.m. Cause of death, cerebral hemorrhaging resulting from blood trauma to the head. Wouldn't the bottle have broken? Touch it. No clues here. Why not? There's a number inscribed on the back of the badge. There are many numbers like it, but this one is mine. Proof that I'm an attorney. To tell you the truth, I get a happy feeling inside just looking at it. Aww. Okay. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. The one I just looked at? LT, we just started. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record. Right, I've heard of that. Use RB to look at the evidence so far. I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Right, just use RB. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. So, the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this, Shoddy Smith fellow?
We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor.
A traveler?
According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear.
And he had some sort of connection with the defendant?
That, too, is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime.
If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing? Yo, you suck at hot cross buns, bro. Do you reckon they'd add JD Wee songs to JD Plus? I think it's interesting to think about. I don't know. I have no idea. Do you mean JD Wee like the Japan ones? I would assume not, because they never added them to Unlimited, but I don't know how it would work. I'm not sure.
That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean.
Oh, poker playing.
As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime.
Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling?
Hi, baby. Hi, my baby. Isn't poker gambling?
Oh, wait, no, I'm the judge. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime. Oh my God, the judge doing his job. That's a crime.
Indeed. It appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal, my baby.
Objection!
It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Come again?
The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women.
And it worked. I'm ovulating. That will be our first order of business here then. To find out more about this fatal game of cards. He's smirking. He knows he's innocent. Oh, there's autoplay, that's right! Tari, thank you for the Prime sub for 54 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. The competition. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game, and our customers are happy. 2 decks of cards? A pianist who can play the piano? Better than a defense attorney who can't defend. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. You need to pick where you want to go. Hey, let's relax. Let's take a deep breath, Wasabi. And let's just chill, okay? My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you all right? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain... Are you eating my hair? Hey. Hey. I pay for that. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times, though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher? No. I know what I'm doing. I've been here before. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered. I think you'd better do more than think. You know it, or you do not. I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Find any inconsistencies and lies in the testimony and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. You're being a lot right now, Wasabi. Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix, right? As if. Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. As someone that played Phoenix Wright, I can tell you that yes, he would lie. Those are my barbecue twists. Goodbye. I love you, Bubba. You're just being a lot right now. He is just a baby. He is just a baby. Oh, you know what? I could feed them. Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, they've been fed. We're good. They're happy. I'm also eating chips. I'm eating those Frito barbecue twists. They're so good. Thank you, madam. Thank you for the partner anniversary happy wishes. No, Wasabi's never done anything wrong in his life. I know, LT. So good. Okay. I'd really like to press why he's a piano player if he sucks at playing piano. Oh. Pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. Why? How does that work?
Hold it!
Ooh, he's screaming. You can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want. It's hot cross buns. It's hot cross buns, I can tell. Was that supposed to be a boast just now? The title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large. Then why are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club? My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table.
Hold it!
They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all.
Bah, do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hardworking member of society like me to imagine.
Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
What?
I've played poker for 7 years in that little room. Has it been 7 years? How long has it been on the timeline? Does anyone know from like the end of the last game to this one? Gagged him. And I've never lost once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. He's hot now. Oh, 7. Okay. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions.
Hold it!
The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past, things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. A smoky room, gambling hoods. You know, just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. Oh, he's so dumb. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. A what? A what? I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else. The room had few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they'd come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. Oh no! Yes, I have it turned off, sorry. Okay. Thank you. I had it turned off for the concert, so I wouldn't get DMCA'd. Thank you. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. Oh.
Hold it!
2 decks of cards? A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor, each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. As I recall, in poker, you make 5-card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Yeah, a game of hands. Huh? Oh? This competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right. Yeah, for sure. It was a simple game, after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment that the crime occurred, yet you claim no connection to the crime. Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Is this that rule where, like, if you testify once, you can choose not to testify again? Of course I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. Ugh. I completely let that one slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right? There's something I'd like to make clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand, and I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Very well. The defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon.
Hold it!
Silence? The defendant has the right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about the law. But why? That clearly puts you at a disadvantage. And it's your job to turn that around in our favor, yes? Great. Like I didn't have enough to do already. Justice, didn't you detect anything odd about that testimony? Huh? Wait, something he said did ring a little strange. That he didn't touch the murder weapon, even though it's his favorite drink, grape juice? Phoenix love grape juice. I wish I could replay these games without knowing them. That's how you know it's a great game. When you wish you could just wipe your memory. Just one thing. Now what was it? When you figure it out, I'd suggest presenting evidence. Evidence that contradicts the testimony. A contradiction in Mr. Wright's testimony. But why? I better check the court record. I can't imagine Mr. Wright lying in a testimony. So Apollo knows who Phoenix Wright is. Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. If you need more information, don't forget to press. Right, I got it. I'm fine. Time to listen to that testimony again. Hi, Abishi! Got my antidepressants and I'm ready to watch you now. The whole squad medicated. The whole squad medicated. Hi, Cool Cat! And Abishi, thank you so much for 17 months. Almost a year and a half. Thank you. Oh, it has his prints on it. Well, there you go.
Objection!
So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon. This grape juice bottle? Right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? Hee hee. I don't know why I read it like that. Hee hee. Shamona. I don't know why I read it like that.
Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb.
What's this, Mr. Payne?
I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints.
Shamona.
Objection! Esperar! Objection!
No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Uh-huh. Object this. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case. But what about my cords of steel? Anyway. Oh, Metroid! Thank you for gifting 20 subs. That's so nice, Metroid. I appreciate it. On your birthday week? Gifting subs on your birthday week? That's so nice. Thank you so much. And thank you for letting Valorant give bonus subs too. That's very, very kind. Thank you. I appreciate it. We got extra 20 minutes on the clock. I'm ready. Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints alone don't.
Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints.
Thank you, Metroid. That's very sweet. Huh?
But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down.
Upside down? What does that mean? So he like grabbed it like this? He probably grabbed it like this by the mouth and then flipped it so that he could hold it normal and chug the grape juice. I don't think that's weird. I don't think that's weird at all, actually. He suckled from the... He flipped the grape juice bottle upside down and suckled and suckled from the bottle. There can only be one reason for that. Free. Oh, yeah? Yeah? Yes. To brain someone with the bottle. To brain someone with the bottle? Oh. That's either gonna get read as a moan or it's gonna get read as that guy on TikTok that snorts really loud. That's like, ah. Ah. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything, you'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Objection!
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it that reported the murder to the police? Reported?
Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that...
Really?
Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement 2 floors down from the ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far now. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant.
I see. And this is the phone that made the call? Right, cell phone used by the defendant to notify the police from the restaurant's first floor. I can examine it? Let's call 911 for fun. No clues here. Oh. Wow, the battery is being held together with a piece of tape. He should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it, or he just doesn't care. Take the tape off. Take the tape off. I want to see what's inside. I want to see what's inside. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative. Ugh. Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I'd better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being.
Toyed? I assure you no one is more serious about...
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred? How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
Hee hee! You're as good as they say you are.
So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. She did it. She did it.
The witness will state her name and profession.
Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness?
I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking hordes.
So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. You are sure? I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out. Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Well, if you are sure it is okay. How cold does it get in Japanifornia? She's low-key voguing. Low-key voguing. Wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's, paraphernalia?
Yes. She's a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade.
And that would be... My name is Olga Orly. I am employed as waitress in Borscht Bowl Club restaurant. Oh, does she have a Russian accent? I don't know if I know how to do a Russian accent. I am employed as waitress in Borscht Bowl Club restaurant. I don't know how to do it. Then why the camera? Of course it is my pride to serve Dude, this is so hard. Of course it is my pride to serve borscht at his naming restaurant. But I also perform how it is said other service. I take it one of these other services is taking the customer's pictures. Da. Like, for example, this one. Oh, it's them talking. He's got a crate of grape juice next to him. Phoenix is absolutely chugging grape juice. He's got slides on. Who gave Phoenix Wright slides? That's the defendant? Indeed, on the night of the murder. Man in white hat. It is one who has gone kaput. Indeed, that is the victim. He is hot when he dresses like a slob. Yeah. Order. This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. It is same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers. Casually. Then the court will casually accept this new evidence. The defendant and Mr. Smith at the Borscht Bowl Club. I guess what I could use is that there's a ton of grape juice, so it could have been any bottle. Because he'd be chugging that stuff, apparently.
Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder?
I was in room. The hideout, we call it. Excuse me? The hideout? It is room where famous gangster bad guy was arrested. Ah, yes, famous gangster bad guy. Is room where murder took place. What? Your look of utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post by courtroom door later for you. Photos will be numbered, and you will write which ones you want copy of. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shoddy Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orly, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means... Very well. Witness, you will testify to the court about that night's events. Oh, we're always gooning for Phoenix Wright. We played this game for 10 months, and we gooned for 10 months. In a suit or in slobby clothes, he's fine. And he's got massive hands. Have you seen his hands? They're huge. They're huge. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then, last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death. I cannot do Russian accent. I gotta pick that one up next. Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
Objection!
If he won, then why do you... Oh. Because if he won, then they would have killed him. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose? Justice? Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. These are the poker chips as they lay at the very moment of the crime. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belonging to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say? Duh. I mean, yes.
Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army and the chips are the spoils.
I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. I thought poker was illegal. I think he means poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for the game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. This feels important for some reason. The slides are taking me out, dude. I love Phoenix. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on his locket at his neck. Isn't Phoenix wearing that locket right now? Can I present this photo because he's not wearing it here?
Objection!
Oh, it didn't work. The music kept playing. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything. Oops. The ace of toesies are out. Whoops. I only get 5 chances? And then I die? Okay, they might want me to press first.
Hold it!
His locket?
I believe it was good luck charm, huh? He gripped it many times as he played that night.
Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars. Though if it were small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift. The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about? I mean a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket? Of course! I knew that. It was probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that. No, a locket's a locket. It doesn't matter what... It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society. Kristoff is so polite. He's so polite. Hard of hearing or hard of understanding?
So what happened next?
Okay, so that's not it. Then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death.
Hold it!
But the defendant would never do such a thing. Great defense. Hi, Nami. We're not far. We kind of just got past the tutorial part. So we just met the witness. Well, now, I can't say I've ever heard the defense try this tactic. If possible, please refrain from embarrassing me. Still, why would anyone do something like this over a game of poker?
Perhaps it is because defendant has lost game. Yes, a crushing defeat for a man undefeated. So it always is with men like him. Winners make sore losers. Oh, how the mighty fall.
Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir. Leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shoddy Smith, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright isn't the killer. I've got you now, Orly. He said you know what you have to do, and I thought I did it because his pendant isn't... He's not wearing his pendant here.
Hold it!
You were dealing cards. Do you do this often?
Da, I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht, cards, more borscht. It is my work.
Why you have to be mad? It's only game. Who is this diva? The killer, I guess. It's good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service. Welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is as warm as the waitresses. Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. It was cold. Both players played with
Hold
pets.
it!
It's already April. How could it be cold? At Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride on authentic Russian restaurant theme. Outside it is city in spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mother Russia. No way am I going there. When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best seasoning, da? The whole time with his hand on the locket at his neck. Last hand is done, something terrible has happened.
Hold it!
Something terrible? Eek. The defense will refrain from needless shouting. Sorry. I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing.
Now, Miss Orley, can you tell us what happened?
Oh, I was so frightened. I trembled with fear. That man flew at the victim and strangled him to death. Oh! It was blunt force trauma. So that couldn't have been it. Duh.
Objection!
Duh. Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. Duh. Normal customer only choke on borscht. First try. I was so tied up with the locket. No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Ack. Miss Orley, really now? Did you witness the crime? Okay, Spider-Man. Yeah, Phoenix Wright's the suspect. What happened, though? That's what we're trying to figure out, babe. That's what we're trying to figure out. Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything.
Yet it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor.
Oof.
Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation.
Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? His head certainly was hit. I'm gonna use that for the locket. Not pain, I know. I know. Which I should have seen it coming because it's the tutorial. But yeah, it's pain. It's Winston pain. Again.
But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck.
Oh, really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. The victim plays whole time with his handless lock. Can I present that photo to be like, there's no locket?
Objection!
I knew I was onto something. You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar.
No, but look at this photograph. Look at it. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean? If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Ah. Eric? Yeah, we were saying that, Blaze. His hair gets worse and worse every game. Defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say? Yes? I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh? You mean this? Yeah, it's a locket. With a photograph inside. A photo. he had a child and it wasn't with me? And it wasn't with me? He's not gay. It could have been adopted. She could have been adopted by him and Edgeworth. Edgeworth got him pregnant? A photo of my daughter. Come again? I mean, he did. That's how he got the daughter. Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture of the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket, too. Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Not the Sonic pregnancy. God, LT. LT, I'm so close to banning you. Oh, I'm so close to banning you. Well, now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost, badly.
Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant.
Duh.
Can I take a quick stretch break so I can eat my chips? I'm hungry. I just want to eat a snack really quick, but I can't eat chips when I'm doing the voiceover. Also, I have to pee and I need more tea, so I think I'm going to take a stretch break. Okay, let's get into this testimony. Thank you for the welcome backs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just needed to devour those chips. I was hungry. Okay.
The game began with 3,500 point and chip for each man. House chip come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided. Defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
How many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. Common tale, but true. Enjoy your simming! Thank you, Deniscu. This whole thing has been a whirlwind so far. This one case has been a whirlwind. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong.
The game began with 3,500 pointed chip for each man.
Small and large. Okay. The one who was winning, it was the victim.
Hold it!
You're telling me that Mr. Wright, undefeated for 7 whole years, was losing? It must have been most unlucky day for him. I am glad I did not take other picture of him. It would break camera, certainly. The chips, they went always to the victim's side of table. So you're telling us it was a one-sided game? One-sided, and... Defendant played with all chips on table and lose.
Hold it!
Last hand. It was largest points of any hand. The defendant's hand, it was excellent. He tried to use it to take victory from behind. It appears that both the defendant and the victim's hands are in this picture. That truly is an excellent hand, however, so is the victim's. One with highest number wins, so defendant loses. The victim, Mr. Smith, had a stronger hand than the defendant and crushed him. I believe that explains what occurred next. Well, I feel like they were sitting on opposite sides because the grape juice bottle is on the other side, so I think Phoenix was winning. I'm trying really hard to do the Russian accent. It's hard for me. Methinks the judge doth protest too much. Also, hi DK. Once cards laid down on table, it happened. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Hold it!
And what happened next? Even to think of it now, I shake and tremble. Da. I did not believe such thing would happen. What such thing? Please, you must believe. I had no idea. How could such thing occur? What such thing? Niet. The defendant had been hitting victim. Da, I saw it all happen right before me. I saw bottle coming down on victim's head.
Decisive, isn't it, Your Honor? My witness saw the very moment of the crime.
Remember, your first goal is to gather information. Yes, sir. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. I thought she was gonna add more onto that. Oh, orange, ginger, and rosemary tea sounds so good. I'm just drinking a masala chai. I love masala chai. I make it with a little bit of honey because it helps dampen the intensity of the spices. And then I just mix milk in. It's really good. Love masala chai.
Hold it!
Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules. If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be, exactly 6. No, 7,000 points. He's just like me. He's just like me. For real. Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division. House chips come in 2 sizes, small and large.
Hold it!
Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Da. Da, of course. Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Yes. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips. Explain? What is there to be explained? Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip off the old block. Not a motorcycle cop. Not a... Okay, Dr. Seuss. Jesus Christ, thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I'd better ask her something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars? Or rubles even? Yeah. As I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. She came for the Japanifornians. She knew exactly what she was doing. Get his ass. 2 type of chip. 100-point chip and 1,000-point chip. It is not money, that. Justice. Sir, don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself. Well, does the defense want the witness? Yeah. Yes. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. Wish I knew where I was going with this. Someone's at my... Who's knocking at my door? Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Sure. I got the perfect greeting. Let's try it on for size. I hate myself. What do you think? Are you feeling it? Yep. Yeah, you fucking chicken. I hate this kid so much. Oh, we're gonna fuck these kids up. This is the real game I wanted. Yes. Get fucked.
I'm coming for you, Tiny.
Yeah, bitch. Fuck! Faster. Die. Can I say something corny really quick? I'm very happy that we're all here playing the game together because I'm going through a lot of life changes with like this move to California and stuff, and I've been waiting for The Last of Us for years, and I'm just very glad that you guys are here playing this with me because like I really like it and I really like streaming, and moving is scary, and it's just nice to hang out and feel more like stable when I'm just like, I don't know what's going on with COVID and my family and meh. So thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't know why that just came to my advanced engineering math homework. Oh, I know that. Advanced engineering. I could do that. A great tank engine named Thomas once said, Back that ass up.
Holy shit, she's so smart. Can you believe she's homeschooled?
I'm feeling wide. I'm gonna go way wider.
Sorry. It's fine. It was just a package. It's fine. Okay. I wasn't expecting one today, so I was like, oh. Okay, we added it to the testimony. I know, we're back. A package from the cops? You guys know me so well. I wish I knew where I was going with this. Hello? Oh, I clicked off. Very well, witness, if you could be so kind. Work. Okay. Your Honor. Package from the cops. One kind of chip is worth 100 points. Other kind is worth 1,000. Two kinds in all. So they each have to have 3,500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's way more than 7,000 there.
Objection!
You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure? It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten. That was my first question. Is he in kindergarten? He does look really young. That's why I was like, how old is he? Because he does look really young, at least compared to Phoenix, because Phoenix was huge. Phoenix was a big man. Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points? Why, the big ones, of course. Duh. Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up. The totals? Let's review what the witness told us. Each man starts with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes, if my calculations are correct. Let's see, 3 plus 1, carry the 5. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up, how much is it? Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. His huge penis. I gotta stop playing these games with y'all. His huge penis. His huge penis is what we're going with. God.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly. Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Oh. Starting points were wrong. Chip count was wrong. I would say the chip count was wrong. It feels like he died, and to mess it all up, they added more chips or something. Both were right? Oh, then I guess it would be both were right. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness. Utter madness.
Show me that photograph of the chips again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God! Phoenix was winning! Ooh, ooh, ooh. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up. That's my boy! Hey, there's a professional NFL player who has the last name Penix. When your last name is Penix, you kind of do have no choice but to become like really successful and rich. You kind of like don't have a choice, you know what I mean? You have to. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. Middle school must have been hell. No kidding.
But wait, the value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips still. Ah, exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points. I couldn't read that fast, but the defendant had 4,100. Well, now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible.
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips. Since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you? She's good at that. Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether... Excuse me? What is it, Miss Orley? I did not want to be saying this, but actually you see your...
See what, Miss Orley? What do we see?
In the last hand, there was cheat. A what up his what? There's an NFL player named Dick Butkus. Oh. How much does it cost to change your name? How much does it cost to change your name in the United States? Can range from $25 to $500. And then filing fees can be like $250. So like under 1,000. 500, yeah. I know, Christian, I know.
A cheat? You don't mean a trick?
Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're all the same thing. Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are. Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. For the interesting. Witness, will you please testify to the court? Tell us about this cheating in the final hand. Well, Dick Butkus is dead. Oh. Oh, well, it's fine then. So that ship has sailed. The final hand. The last hand, both men had full house. There's 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hand, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. Da. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin? What's a full house? Who up? Never mind. Lawyers these days.
You don't know your poker?
I can't say this bodes well for your case or career. What is this, some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice. You know the terms of one pair, two pair, and three of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes a three of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 three of a kind. That's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it?
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
Ahem. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? It's a sitcom! Both men had a full house. There's 4 of each card in the deck from ace to king. They are all different kinds. There's an ace on the floor, though. I guess you can't really tell. I don't think that's what it is. His cards are turned over in that one. 4 of each card, you say? Da. There is 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club for each card. It is interesting fact that this number 4 comes in from number of seasons. Huh? You don't say. And did you know that the cards are numbered 1 through 13? Add all the cards in a deck and you get 364 a year! Huh, you don't say. Isn't that 1 day short?
That's why each deck has 2... That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for the leap year. Thus, you have a perfect representation of the year, all in a deck of cards.
Huh, you don't say. We're going to be in this courtroom for a year if it keeps going like this. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. Defendant's trick was exposed.
Hold it!
How was it clear? Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace. A 5th ace? So is that the one that was on the floor? I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's 2. Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say a hand. Wah, wah. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's show. Very well. The witness will add this detail to her testimony, please. 3 aces and Mr. Wright's 2. It's 5 aces in all. That's not true. You're lying! It doesn't, though.
Objection!
It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name. Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. Senior detective, that's what they call me. That's the photo of the chips, is it not? Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. Me, when I'm in another country and I want to order something from a menu, and I'm like, this one. Je voudrais this one. He doesn't have 3.
Take that!
Jesus. Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2. This one, s'il vous plaît. Je voudrais the Mountain Dew et le Doritos. No, I'm not back in France. Pain every day. Eek!
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the third ace of question. Well, it didn't.
Objection!
So shut up and put your finger back in your butt. Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's the 5th ace? I see cheating, all right, and it's going on right here in this courtroom. Sarah, thank you for the Prime sub! Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for using your Prime sub on me. That's very kind. And upping the timer a little bit. What a line to come back to. So why don't you shut up and put your finger back in your butt? Two aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces in total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards? The cards? Mr. Payne.
Ugh. Yes?
The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? I'd say the defendant's. Or no, the victim's. If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which one of these is more suspicious? I'd say the victim's. Phoenix Wright isn't a cheater. Not my Phoenix Wright. Let's look at the victim's. It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards. Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would. Very well. They're going to be different colors, huh? Get to it, Justice. Yeah. Yeah. Only one of the cards has a blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so not red, you know? Okay. No clues here. All right. Yes, sir. I did it! When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards, the back is a different color. That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand. What was that, Miss Orley? No, niet. I merely said da. I have eek. Your Honor? Mr. Gavin, yes. Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss Orley, she's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager. Nyarg. Nyarg. Order. Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. Of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible. but I put that card in Wright's hand. Huh? Ergo, Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shoddy Smith. Oog. Not only did she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean... The defendant isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you? Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident, and if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. I'm guilty. And then he justice all over everyone. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orley, of murder. And then she died. And then she died. Mr. Payne, where's your witness, Miss Olga Orley?
It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice, Your Honor, it seems you've presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it. I held out. I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
Objection!
That did not sound like my Phoenix Wright. That was not my Phoenix Wright. Who was that? Who was that? Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Oh, because it's the 3rd day. Because it happened on April 17th and it's April 20th. It's the 3rd day. That means they have to come to a conclusion. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright?
Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous. Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. That's my king. That's my king. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
Who is this fine shit? That's Phoenix Wright, baby. That's our king. He is really hot. The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You used different colors and they still got mixed. We used the red deck for the last game. I see. But that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating.
Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped. Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? I think it was after. Hi, Dark Mage! Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I think it was after. Perhaps it happened after the murder.
What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Objection!
Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown. After the murder.
Yeah. Okay, this is going past silly and straight onto crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. There's another? Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for the blue card? Who? The game and the murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orley. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? I mean, it'd be Olga. Because she told us what his hand was at the end, and it wasn't that, and then she was like, oh shit. And she also said she tried to slip something into Phoenix's, so it'd be Olga. Why, it must have been Olga Orley who swapped the cards. She was trying to cover up the evidence of the cheating. That does make some sense. Sorry, but there's a problem with that explanation. Uh-oh. The dead man did it. He did it. Huh? The swapped card was from the wrong deck. Yes, a blue card was stuck into a red hand. Mixing a card from the wrong deck when the backs are different colors? Remember that you're talking about Olga Orley. She was the dealer. Do you really think she would make such a novice mistake? Actually, I have trouble imagining even the judge making that mistake. So then it was him? The one who swapped the cards was Mr. Wright. It was you, wasn't it? And why would I do such a thing? Well, because, maybe you were trying to hide the fact that you cheated. That would make sense, but the swap card was in the victim's hand. Oh. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. But they were the only two in the room, so who else would it have been? Who else would it have been? Okay, so who was... Well, okay, I guess it was someone else. Jesus Christ. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Orley either. What are you suggesting? That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. What do you want me to pick, then? What do you want me to pick, then? As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orley. That's what I did! Yes, I know, but she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card. And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is. When did he get a Joker moment? What's his Joker origin story? Fun. How about confusing? I've no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant and it wasn't Miss Orley, then who was it? Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find that indeed after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hands. And that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card. Because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right. The person replaced the fifth ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in. Me who doesn't know poker. Yeah, that makes sense. No, me too. I'm like, I don't really understand how poker works. But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist. True, not until now. But you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
What?
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials. Ridiculous, Mr. Wright. This trial has proceeded on one central assumption. Namely, that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during recess. Certainly, Your Honor. He's gonna tell him I'm fucking up. Oh, God. Oh. I love stretching. It feels so good. It feels so good. We were only in there for 2 hours? God. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright, to suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I'd think you would know the answer to that. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I've no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff. How does he know Kristoff? Justice. Yes, sir? The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? You're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. Oh my God, she's so cute! She's so cute.
But who's the mother? Who's the mother?
I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. What did he do? Does that picture not tell you who the mother is immediately? Wait, can I look at it again? Oh no, it's gone! I have to see it again. I missed it. The hair's so light. It doesn't look like anyone's hair that I know. I don't even remember. It's been so long since we finished the game. I don't remember. You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. What did he do 7 years ago? I forgot. What is he talking about 7 years ago when he cheated? I never, honest, but it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Eh? You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law. Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding. That witness, for instance, Miss Orley, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Come on, who'd notice that? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will soon. Ugh, almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. Okay. Okay. What? I knew it. I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. Am I dumb for not recognizing for not recognizing who? No? Okay. You shouldn't know. Okay, good. Because I didn't recognize, it didn't look like anybody I knew. So, oh, we're joking that it's Edgeworth. Okay. Well, someone was like, doesn't it give it away? And I was like, I didn't see. If that's his biological daughter, she looked a hell of a lot like Maya. If not, it could be anybody. God, I hope it's not Maya. Because I feel like I remember at the end of the game, he chose to try again with Dahlia's sister that he was like secretly dating for 9 months or whatever. Yeah, God, I fucking hope it's not Maya. Holy shit. That'd be so weird. That'd be so weird. Although, don't tell me. Obviously, don't tell me because it's a spoiler, but I fucking hope not. I do remember that they chose to try again at the end. Oh, Iris, yes. Him and Iris chose to try dating again. So, maybe Iris, but her hair wasn't that color. So, I don't know. It's just interesting. I can't remember because it's been so long. It's been so long. Yeah, let's play the next one. Zero Escape Trilogy. Oh, someone else told me to try that because they said it's kind of similar. I love playing these games, but I hate having to voice act them. Or not voice act them, but having to read everything out loud. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered? Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness. Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again. That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued. You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand. Very well. The witness will take the stand. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession? Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser. Holy shit. Get her. She just regained consciousness and he's already going in on her. Your Honor, I'd like a nap. Your Honor, I'd like to head down to CVS for photo printing. You're supposed to be able to play these games without playing any of the other ones, so you probably don't even need to remember anything. Oh, perfect. Okay. Cool. I'm experiencing criminal levels of sleepy. Yeah. Not. Name's Olga Orley. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. Who's this diva? Who is she? People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orley. Yeah, they called me that too in college. Oh, really? Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian, and my last name sounds like, oh, really? Auto parts. There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. She's so cool. Thank you, Connie. Thank you so much. Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Oh, thank you. Thank you for using your prime sub on me and giving us another minute on the clock. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's very sweet, Connie. Thank you so much. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy, Smith, hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim. Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. I want to do that to him. I want to, you know what? If Phoenix Wright was in my room, I'd be doing that. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. You swap the cards. Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins. A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan. Oh really, oh really. How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake? I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet what happened to the planted card? Hey, that's right. He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers Orley. I keep saying Orley. That photo looked like Sonic in shadows. Don't bring that up again. Do not summon LT to this conversation. Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. I hate when the judge talks like that. No! LT, put it away. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. She is bad. She is bad. When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court? Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. I was just out walking my dog and came back to Phoenix getting groped from behind. Again, my dream date. Cute. The best laid traps. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant. Yeah, Phoenix looked happy. He looked happy to get searched. A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you, perfect. If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up. Look who's talking. Well, the testimony for what it's worth is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? He was lonely. Edgeworth was on a business trip. He was always on a business trip. My sister, you're gonna get our rights taken away. Yeah, it's all because of you, LT. I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. Planted card was gone. The card disappeared? Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Gone, without a trace. Poof, Zippo. We searched every nook and cranny, even inside his cute little hat. But the card was nowhere to be found, is this correct? Never in my long storied career, never has Quick Fingers O'Reilly been so readily duped. Oh, really? So what did happen to the 5 of hearts? Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant? So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. Oh, it's probably in his phone. His phone with the duct tape? I mean, it makes sense. He probably had his phone in his pocket and felt the card and then just snuck it in there and taped it closed. It's in his underwear. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it.
Hold it!
Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright, thoroughly, and found nothing, which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well, what was that? What was that just now? I sensed something. Does he have a Magatama? Does he have powers? Don't answer that. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Miss O'Reilly, you're hiding something. Oh, what are you talking about? You... Me? Quick Fingers O'Reilly? Hiding something?
The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright what? Hold on. Oh, I saw it when Wright hit him with my own eyes. I saw it. Does he have a Magatama? Don't answer, but oh my God, does he have a Magatama? Or is he like, what the hell? Oh my God, this is so interesting. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? Me when I show up to my own stream. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Touching her neck, was it? This is so dramatic. Take the shot. Sorry. Whoa, what's going on? This sensation. It's coming into focus. There, that twitch. It's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit, like I couldn't before. Yeah, because Phoenix told you what it was. Perceive? Perceive?
Gotcha!
What is perceive? Miss O'Reilly, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory, and she touches her neck. This is totally not submissible in a court of law. Am I right or am I right? I'm submitting my perception. I'm sure of it. A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about? This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us. Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So, what would remind her most of the moment of the crime? Probably the bottle. Miss O'Reilly, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck.
Take that!
Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon? But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? What's he talking about now? Great question. I also am curious. It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you.
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witness's habits? They're completely irrelevant.
Justice, I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss O'Reilly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment.
Yet, I am knowing nothing.
We know you're not Russian.
Me know we know.
Me know we know. The witness will testify, please, now. Bah, fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. He's the one who did it?
Hold it!
You seem uneasy. You try standing up here. Your eyes are darting all over the place. I must be getting warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like? Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in a daze at that table until the cops came. Not true. Not true. He left to go call the cops. He went to the first floor. That's not true. That's not true. Her testimony is bogus. It contradicts the evidence.
What's that?
Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice. This evidence that you claim contradicts the testimony. She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there. I know there's some evidence that contradicts that.
Take that!
Miss O'Reilly, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. Ack. I love their little noises. The attorney's badge, obviously. So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. Showdown time. You dirty cheat. Check his pockets, now. It's gone. The card's gone. You lose. Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right, and he hit me. You, some master of cheating you turned out to be. Eek! When I came to, the victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Well, where does this leave us?
Madness. This is madness. I'm dreaming. It must have been me who was hit with the bottle, and I'm imagining all of this.
It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin, sir, I believe that as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss O'Reilly a big fat liar. What? 3 were in the room the night of the murder. The defendant, the victim, and her. And she has a motive. A motive. Her plot foiled, the witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of that argument was murder. What? I'm no killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me. Yeah, official legal jargon, big fat liar. Oh, what's he hehing about now? Heck this, heck that. What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright? Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. A 4th person. Huh, this theory again. Your 4th person doesn't exist. Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less. A clue? A clue?
Oh, what?
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Remember what I said. The 4th person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color on the back of the cards. Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there's one person here in our courtroom who thought those cards were blue. Who thought the cards were blue? I don't remember. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear.
Who is this 4th person? Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Oh, fuck. I don't remember who said that was blue. Oh, wasn't it Gavin? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Take that!
As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair, are they? I had to look at his face to remember. It was Godot, my king. I legit wouldn't have remembered. I know. I was right. It's my reaction. Christoph Gavin, you were the 4th person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is in black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look, you can see the colors in this photo. Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. Oh, damn! That's crazy. I didn't even think of that. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim, yet it was only that, a game in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame. No, it's final outcome. Damn. That's crazy. Well, Christoph? Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin, is something the matter? No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right? You aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Christoph? You know, even I'd never take a joke this far. He's so hot. I'm sorry. This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder. I assure you I'm quite sane. But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim? I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either. Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met. Well, What if they have? Huh? There's a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started. What are you suggesting? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was saying? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the
Objection!
Oh. The defense would like to request no such thing. Oh. The voice acting in this game is top-notch. Thank you. It's all me. Mr. Gavin? Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before the game of poker be related? That's kind of dumb logic. I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly... Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Oh, okay. Go. Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's... Yeah. This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along. And I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. Et tu, Justice? You would betray me, your teacher? Yeah. Yeah. In a hot minute. I don't even know you. Not the thinker statue. It was the thinker statue. It was. I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please. Appetite before murder. That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady? Is it shady or shoddy? I think I was saying shoddy, but I think it's shady. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder? I dine with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder?
Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Justice? Sir. He's lying, and you're going to expose him. Am I? Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright, this can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Appetite before murder. Speaking of appetite, I'm getting hungry. I want lunch.
Janelle! G'day, Miss Pussy.
Oh my god, we are closer in time. Did you guys have your daylight savings? Yay! Yay! That's my diva. And then ours is, I think, in November. Let me see. When does daylight savings time end? November 2nd. So we have about a month left. Nice, nice. Closer to New Zealand. New Zealand. How's your day, BB? Or I guess your morning, because you probably just woke up. That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. How does he know that?
Hold it!
I'm good. I'm good. This subathon's been so fun. We've just been playing the most random games. I'm having a blast. 5 minutes. So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure. Hee hee.
Oh, Mr. Wright, what was it you said? Christoph Gavin and Shady Smith may have met? I believe I did say that. Here I was all nervous about this meeting. And now we hear they just passed in the hall?
That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder.
Oh, it would be if that were all that really happened.
Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. I don't even know what to press. I have so many questions. I just had a coffee and sat with Miso in the catio. Dude, the catio looks so nice. It looks so beautiful. You and Holly have like the catio of my dreams. To defense attorney Gavin. I want to ask why. Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair, and I figured Christoph's law offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Glad to hear you intend to pay. Christoph's kind of cunty. I don't know. Christoph's kind of cunty. I like the way he talks. Oh, I'll pay in full, Christoph. It was I who got you involved after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high. Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about? Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying. Expose him now. To think, what's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with this testimony? The truth has to be in there somewhere. I'm gonna press everything. Yeah, high because it's 420, exactly. That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner at our usual spot, as usual. Usual? I always eat at the table closest to the piano. I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So the plates and such on the table were from your dinner?
Indeed, the remnants of my meal with Christoph. We dined for 2 hours, and then Christoph left. After that, J. Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the wall. About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga O'Reilly mentioned. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. Justice, twist that man's balls. Justice, castrate this man. You swap the cards. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it. A quirk? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. The card she planted. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice that I'd been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. Not in the phone? Edgeworth, this man wants your husband's balls. Kill him. Kill him now. An empty bottle of grape juice. The murder weapon. Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see. A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama. A card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with this new information. I discovered the trap during the game and disposed of the card in the bottle. But we looked at the bottle. There wasn't anything in there. There's nothing in there, you big fat liar.
Objection!
Don't lie to my face. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. No? What, Mr. Wright? Surely isn't all you have to say for yourself. I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh? Perhaps a fifth person came and took it out. Oh, and a sixth person could have helped. He's so cunty. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor. I won't have you disparaging our investigation either.
We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
I keep forgetting to do his voice. So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? In any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh. Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Ugh. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? Christoph and I had dinner. There's more? Walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. Trapped her in the game, disposed of the card in the bottle. Girl who was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police.
Hold it!
You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout. Was anyone else on the first floor at the time? Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there, in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming down from a cut on his forehead.
Hold it!
And when you returned, the victim was already dead. Yes. I'll admit I was a little startled when I walked in. A little? He was bleeding from his forehead after all. I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Well, that doesn't make sense because he said there's no cell phone reception down there. So he couldn't have called Gavin from down there because there was no service.
Objection!
Oh, that didn't work. Never mind. Sorry. He said he walked in on the scene and then called defense attorney Gavin, but how could he do that if there was no service?
Hold it!
Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? Obviously gotten involved in the rather sticky affair. Oh, we read all this. Oh, I'm trying! Ah, I need another coffee. I want to say something in relation to Gavin. Nothing related to the case at all, but I'll wait. Oh, I can't wait to hear what it is. Hi, Enzukai! I hope you had a good rest and hydration. You just reminded me I need to drink water. I haven't been drinking water all day. Thank you for that. I would assume it was the phone call. Oh, but he has his fucking hat on. Wait, he has his hat on. You can't see the cut. Blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. You can't see it though. He's got his hat on.
Objection!
I got him. I have not had Turkish coffee, no. The absolute wrinkles in that brain. As if I didn't just take like 10 minutes to figure that out. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. How long is this chapter? I have no clue. I've never played it before. I'm not sure. Justice, Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head. Eh? You? You put the hat on the dead man's head? He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view. Shining bright, just like in this photograph. And I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head.
Why'd you do a thing like that?
All I can say is, I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So Miss Or really didn't see it. It being the victim's head. I'd think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Here we go again. Mr. Gavin? Ahem, pardon? It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through the case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that. Mr. Gavin? This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. I need the details. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone. They're having a cunt-off. What did Caleb Heron say? Are we going to have a cunt-off on the Boeing 787? From Topeka to Arizona or whatever. I don't know what he said. He's funnier than me. We're going to have a cunt-off? The girls are fighting at the gig. If you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Eh? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. A reason? That reason is right here. Your cell phone? That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. He's messy. He's so messy. Christoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china pate? What? The flawless bone china... What is that? What does that mean? It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please, the cops should be here any minute. Pronounced plate. Oh. Flawless bone china pate. Means head or forehead. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. Bone china plate. A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny. And not plate, but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. So how would he know he was bald if he was supposed to have his hat on? Bro, just say... Christoph answers and he's like, bro got domed? Bro got smacked around in the dome? Bro got brained? The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second, something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club. Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate? Oh, that's right. Yes, that was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. The cunt-off music just started. Receding hairline issue? Can't relate. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright? He's still in his slides. He showed up to court in his slides. Phoenix Wright showed up to court in the ugliest beanie I've ever seen, a tracksuit and slides. He might genuinely deserve to go to jail for that. Order. I will have order, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear Defense Attorney Gavin's testimony?
Well, as the prosecutor,
And he's still the hottest thing in this room. Yeah. Yeah. Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes. After which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. Very well. This will be the final recess for the day. This is a long one. This is a really long case. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who'd have thought today would turn out like this? May I? Ah! 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 Who's your mom? Who's your mom? She's so cute. She's so cute. She doesn't look like anybody though. Does she? Hold on. Iris Phoenix Wright. I'm scared I'm gonna get like spoilers. I'm just gonna look for the photos. She doesn't look like Iris. But Iris did have brunette hair also. But hers is more reddish. I don't know. I don't want to get a spoiler on accident, so. Huh? What? Hello, sir. Please pick a card. What's this all about? Is this one okay?
Excellent. I have a message for you.
The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card? Oh, is that going to be the 5 of hearts or whatever?
The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all.
Oh! An ace. Where do I remember this card from? He was supposed to have a 3rd ace. 3 aces. Mr. Wright has 2. It's 5 aces in all. It's true. I've seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. I wonder if that has Gavin's blood on it. Like maybe they got into a fight. She is really cute. She looks like a fae. If that's Maya's kid, I can't do this. If that's Maya's kid, I can't do this. I can't. That'd be so gross, dude. That'd be so gross. It'd just be weird because they met when she was 14. They met when she was 14. So, God, I fucking hope it's... God, please. Please don't be Maya, please. Let's keep going. Wait, this blotch of red. Is this blood? Hello? My controller keeps not working. You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. She's so cute. She's the cutest little thing. I love her outfit. This bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth. I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl. I'd seen her recently. But where? Apollo. Apollo. Come on. That's when I made the connection. She's so cute. She's the cutest little thing. Received from a mysterious girl. Could this be the missing 5th ace? She is so baby. Court will now reconvene. Do y'all mind if I make a coffee really quick? Okay, I'm ready to get back to the case. I'm ready. So now, Kristoff has to testify. So this should be fun. Can we have Jolie Jedge? Who does all the emotes? I don't know. I don't see why not. Can you remind me when I'm done playing this? I don't have emote permits. Yeah, I don't trust you with the emotes. After we're done playing this case, if you remind me, I'll add it. Defense attorney Kristoff Gavin, will you please take the stand? Oh, it might be Templar and K. Yeah. Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation? Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. Fine, I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it. So do you, Kristoff. I still have 2 more years on active duty deployment to get them. Wait, what? The emotes? That's really funny.
Objection!
What's he doing behind the defense desk? What's my king doing behind the defense desk? I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright. What do you think you're doing, Wright? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit. Oh, how the turntables. Oh, how the turntables. And why is this angle so hot? Don't even get me started. Phoenix is that guy. He is hot. Oh. When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say. Not bad, Apollo. That's my king. That's my king. Oh, did you get it? Nice. Whoever added it, thank you. Mr. Gavin? I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court. Big surprise. What? Oh, I assure you I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night? Joel List. The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. Window? That tiny little window up there? Must have been right after the murder took place. But it's underground! Wait, hold on. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the window? I'm so confused how the window works. The victim was dead as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding the bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. And that's when the call came from Wright. Your Honor, I'm skinny. Your Honor, I'm skinny and thin. So you witnessed the murder. For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. No. What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh. Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared? I love being called Mr. Justice. It's me, Mr. Justice. I'm the attorney. I'm gonna get you out of jail. Mr. Justice. Your Honor, I wasn't even born yet. I'm so young. Yes, Your Honor. Can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Troubled me. The rage I sensed.
Hold it!
That man, you mean Mr. Smith? He was different from the other customers. His aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but it was more than that.
So that you knew the true nature of your client's job.
Of course. But I also knew he wasn't engaged in gambling, which would be illegal. Well, it makes sense that he'd know. They were friends, after all. Worried for my friend, I returned to the club. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to settle an old score. I see. What happened then? Went down to the basement, peeked in through the window.
Hold it!
The little window. You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs? Yes, a relic of the ancient past. The black marketeers used it, I believe. Why did you go through the trouble of peeking in through the window? Wouldn't it have been easier to just open the door and go into the room? I didn't want to upset Wright, you see. Upset Mr. Wright? Yes. What if my fears had been unfounded? I'd be walking in on their match. Bad form, to say the least. So far everything he's saying makes sense. It must have been right after the murder took place.
Hold it!
How do you know it was right after the murder? Really, no need to shout, Justice. Ugh. I was just getting to that part in my testimony. Ah, there he is, the coolest defense in the West we know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change. I was afraid you'd change too, Wright, but you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours. With friends like these, who needs enemies? The victim was dead as he appears in the photo. But if he appears in the photo like this and he doesn't... Oh, but he said the hat comes off. Which photo?
Hold it!
By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene. Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead. And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat.
Can you describe the scene of the crime for us?
His hair is so ugly. His hair is so ugly. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand.
Hold it!
Those were the only 3 things at the scene of the crime? Yes, as far as I saw at least.
Then we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend. What a good guy. Let's put him in jail. Put him in jail. There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime. Justice, I just said I saw no one, not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Yes, this mysterious fourth person, who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap cards in the victim's hand? I would assume that would be to frame Wright, to frame Phoenix. Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary? How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the fifth ace. The fifth ace, right. Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Yes, because there's blood on it. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Wait, what was one of the saddest losses? Oh, the urethra emote? Yeah. It's got blood on it. That there's blood. Single drop of blood marks the front of the card. Oh. Okay.
Take that!
My reason is, this. Is that an ace? Why? Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade. What? His eyes twitching. His eyes twitching. This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why? Could this be? Could this be the missing fifth ace? Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card? It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club that night after the murder occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock and trade after all.
Objection!
No. Impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason? The reason for the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime? Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell onto the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down to the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood.
Objection!
Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible. Oh? Right? Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question. What are you talking about? They're still having a cunt off. They've been cunting off for hours. You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see.
Objection!
This is baseless conjecture. Baseless.
Objection!
Oh, I assure you it's quite based. Let me just screenshot that really quick. I'm just screenshotting that to keep. I'm going to save that to my meme folder. Quite based. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to it. I screenshotted it too. What? It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head. Paste image. Oh my god. We have the technology. We're going 3D. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene. Well, what is it? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? Whose position doesn't fit? There was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. How would it be in the victim's hand if it dripped behind him? I guess that means the victim's in the wrong position? The victims? The killers? The witnesses? The second witnesses? Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card? I guess it would be the victims, because if his head was tilted back, the blood would have had to drip backwards. And so it was somehow in his hand? You know what? Oh, I can't save. I'll save after this. Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem? I don't follow your logic here. Okay. Say no more. I'm saving. Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him. Did I get it right? I love the science music. I love the examining blood music, the enhance music. Ah. Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards. Why, that's right. So what does this mean? Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh, man. Apollo tried turning the chair around. Whee! So someone jumped out of the cabinet? The chair was facing the other way? It would have to be. Someone jumped out of that cabinet. So we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table. When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing? When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. This is like one of my favorite, like, cliche anime faces, where they're pushing up their glasses and their glasses have no reflection. I love it. It's so mischievous. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know now the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction. Again, that means that there's no way Gavin could have seen him in exactly the way it was in the photo, because he would have been turned around the other way. Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? That would be Gavin's. Because he said it looked exactly like it did in the photo. Liar. Liar. What doesn't make sense? He's pointing! He's pointing! He's feeling the spirit of Phoenix Wright penetrate his body. He's pointing. That just reminded me of when in the final scene when Mia and Phoenix are pointing together and I started crying. Do y'all remember that? That one scene. Oh, I absolutely lost it. God. You mean to say I don't make sense? Yeah, that was cinema. Oh, no, of course you do, sir. As I thought. Help. Oh. That was wrong? Did you just say something? Would you be kind enough to show the court one more time what you mean? Oh. Whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? Oh, then it's the killer, because the killer couldn't have been over the table. He would have had to be, like, over here.
Take that!
The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Sitting where his indicator currently is. I would think it'd be quite hard, yes. We're all playing checkers. Phoenix is playing a 3-month game of Big Brother. He's not even playing chess. He's playing Big Brother. I would think it'd be quite hard, yes. I thought that was the answer too.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense.
Thank you, Nove. Thank you for gifting us up. I appreciate it. Thanks for making me 4. That's very kind. Thank you so much.
Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe help. Hi, Jay. I don't want to know how to read anymore. I believe. Hi, Jay. It's good. It's good. There's been a ton of like gaggy moments. So first of all, Phoenix Wright is the defendant. Second of all, Phoenix Wright has a daughter. Third of all, Phoenix did something 7 years ago to lose his attorney's badge. So I'm just like constantly wondering what's going on. I believe, oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light. What? You can do it. Sound it out. Sound it out. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather. Bye, LT. Have a good time. We love you. Was that a sleeper cell activation? How now, brown cow? What's funny is I usually do, I have these 5-minute vocal warm-ups that I do before stream, and I completely forgot to do it today because it was just so busy. There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? In the closet. It was Edgeworth. There's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry. Let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front? He was a closeted gay man. The killer had to be standing, well, here.
You get points for flair, but that's about all you get.
I thought I was onto something there too. God, I really have to save. I'm about to die. I'm about to die of wrong. Y'all remember dying of wrong? Has he made an appearance? No. No idea where Edgeworth is. And no idea who the other parent is of Phoenix Wright's daughter. I'm assuming it's Iris because they got back together at the end of the very last episode of the trilogy. So I'm assuming. Some people are guessing Maya, which, oh my God, if it's Maya, I'll never touch these games again. That's so gross. We're saying it's Mpreg and you're not listening. Ugh.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above?
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime... Wait, I know. At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there. What's this now? I mean, that's the only explanation. Right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately. Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have the team try to move the cupboard. Your Honor? What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff. It's a note that says, in approximately 10 minutes, I'm gonna blow this courthouse to smithereens. Yes, I see. No. Akoto, I can't even joke about that. That's so gross. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best. The note says, no one out cunts Phoenix Wright. Congratulations. You and your men have been out cunted. It says 7 days. JP made that joke once, like a year ago, and it still gets me. Me and Kira, I'm not joking. So JP and Kira and I were all together for a few days. We flew Kira out and JP came out. And Kira was having a tough time. So we were like, come hang out with us. Just come with us. It'll be fun. And on the way back from picking her up from the airport, we went to get Panda Express because she loves Panda Express. We all love Panda Express. And so we get home and we're opening our we're opening our our fortune cookies. And me and Kira are like, oh, mine says that you'll come into fortune, or mine says that you're surrounded by great friends or whatever. And JP goes, mine says 7 days, so. And me and Kira, we didn't stop laughing about it until like 1 in the morning. We were both, because me and her were sleeping in my bed and JP was sleeping on the air mattress. And me and Kira were lying in bed for like an hour trying to fall asleep. We couldn't stop laughing. And that's like the only joke that never gets old to me. Is saying mine says 7 days. Mine has your exact coordinates. Mine has surveillance camera footage of my parents. JP is so good at saying jokes like completely stone-faced, which makes them even funnier. He would do great at stand-up, I fear. Yes. Yes. Let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, I bet you the cupboard was in front of the window and blocking the window. Because then there's no way that Gavin could have seen through the window. There's no way. Then this cupboard wasn't here, which means, Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Try moving the cupboard in your mind. Yeah. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my! What's this? What is it now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang. Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator?
Take that!
We're astral projecting our own mind for the whole courtroom to see. About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. I love phrasing these answers like we're answering Dora when she's like, where's the map? It's right behind you. Ah, that's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you say? Oh? Is the coolest defense in the West losing is cool? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court, exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order! This is a court of law and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh? And what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns out there's a secret passage behind it! This is getting extra cunty. What? This is so good. It just keeps going. What a hell of a tutorial case. Yes. I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that now that he mentions it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurants above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. That's crazy. My 7 days are almost up, Your Honor. That's nutty. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. Now kill him. Gag of the century. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for the few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder. Hi, Glix. Thank you for 59 months. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something. Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith, a date with destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. What? Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Oh, thank you, Nick. It's good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Miss Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look and smack. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red Yerk. Yeah, you flip that hair. Flip that hair, diva. Is he gonna confess? Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly, truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne.
Yerk. Yes, Your Honor.
The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion. Quark! Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Objection!
This again? Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. Excuse me? The defendant is cleared of all suspicion? This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Illegal evidence?
Objection!
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking. How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? Well, he was drinking grape juice from this crate when they were eating, so he could have just swapped it out. And not just any fingerprints, am I right, Mr. Payne?
Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court in this case demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down, and that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Wouldn't it have broken, though? My face when I drink from a bottle and I leave fingerprints on it, I totally knew there would be a murder case. I knew it would come to this. I'm 5 steps ahead. Did he just call the judge a dumb bald? He sure did. That's a dumb bald if I've ever seen one. See how the caught fish squirms to the last? Well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still, but I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation. Just like that. Yeah, just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to gulp? Excuse me. Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer in there, in plain sight. I feel like it has something to do with the dinner, but like, what the hell would he have done with it? Girl, I don't know. Grape juice bottle used as the murder weapon. Mr. Wright's prints on it are upside down. How about you just say the answer in plain words? He's so sneaky in the way he explains stuff, just like Mia. It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions, indeed. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Gavin said that the court in this case demand an explanation. Don't worry, Justice won't leave until justice is done. He learned from the best, he sure did. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court? What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down? I mean, I'm just gonna use this because it's here.
Take that!
It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair. Excuse me? On the floor? Yes. Now reach down and pick it up without getting out of your chair. See? You naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times. Wow, I can't believe it was that simple. Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph? I was drinking my usual juice then, too. I was drinking my juice. My favorite juice. I actually don't see how you would pick it up upside down. I mean, if you're, like, leaning over, you pick it up like this. Wouldn't you? Because it's kind of uncomfortable to shoot your hand like this. It's more comfortable to pick it up like this.
Correct.
And that mean Godfiend was wrong again. No surprise, really. You'd grab it by the neck, sure, but not upside down. What do you mean not upside down? His fingerprints were on it like this. He grabbed it by the neck. Also correct. Also correct. I'm correct and you're incorrect. I was drinking my juice. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed, but then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. Because there's no blood on that one either. I think Godfiend is asking too many questions about the fictional game. Let's crucify him. Whatever you say, Worst Mod. What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. He's still not giving up? This case is long as hell. What? You claim that I switched the bottle. Where's your proof? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought. More baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty.
Objection!
Still cunting. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Yes. I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club. And here's one of the bottles in question. What, are you going to dust that for fingerprints too? I would be surprised if any were on that, but his. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes. Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? Oh, the card's gonna be in there. The card's gonna be in there. That's why Phoenix said I never lose a cunt off. But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle. There it is! Eee. There's something inside the bottle. What's this? That card. It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga O'Reilly? Yes, our little swindling Devochka. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Wait, this isn't. You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony. I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it, and it was found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. Cunt off Gavin and Phoenix work. This is the card. The bottles were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the fourth person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Uh-oh. Love his zigzag part. It's so 90s. It's so Y2K. That is all. He won the cunt off. Is this your idea of revenge? Revenge? Revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Ooh! My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing about you is straight, Phoenix. Let's be serious. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right?
This is insane. What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
And this is the tutorial. And this is the tutorial, by the way. I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith, his occupation was listed as traveler. An odd profession, to be sure, and that's all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Wright? Yes? 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed two things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. And that's Apollo Justice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright, our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Does he join you as your mentor? Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Apollo Justice, I know you're trying to touch this dick. I love when you get pronounced not guilty for murder and they pop confetti. It's my favorite part of law. Court is adjourned. I need him to spill everything. Spill everything. Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, a sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means when I got a boner because she touched the back of her neck. When she touched the back of her neck and I pitched a tent. I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? What? He got a weird vibe. Getting an erection is a perfectly normal human thing to happen. And you guys are being weird about it. What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer, right. Today was full of questions without answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me, I met the girl whose picture's in your locket. He said it was his daughter. Don't you listen? Don't you listen? She's so cute. Your daughter, right? That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Eh? I took this off his neck the night he died, but it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, the locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury. That doesn't exist in Japanifornia. You testified. You said that locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. God, he's such a cunt. He's insane. I love this man. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth? Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. What the fuck does that mean? You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo? Yes? How about coming to work for me? Oh, I would love nothing less. I would love nothing less. Eh? You mean at the Wright & Co. law offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but you're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore. That incident 7 years ago. Yes, I'm listening. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion and he left law for good. Oh, tell me! Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. Magician's trick? So is it the card with the blood on it? It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence. It has to be the card because he said a magician's trick. Is it this? Is it the bloody ace? Okay, can I tell you guys, can I ask for a yes or no? Is it the bloody ace? Yes! Yes.
Take that!
You mean this? You mean this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. Fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then you really... Yes, I forged this card. Phoenix! Well, he did start hanging out with Edgeworth, and that's kind of Edgeworth's thing, so I guess it makes sense. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. He doesn't call himself an attorney. Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. The rumor's true. 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it? Ugh. Grarg! Rarg! I punched him? You punched my dada? It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in if you like. Damn, you took that punch like it was nothing. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling "take that" next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. He's crazy. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins. Cinema. What a great way to make me want to play the rest of the game. That was awesome. You guys were right, I needed to play that first one on stream. I'm really glad I did. That was really good. I do miss playing these. It's just like such a huge commitment. It's such a huge commitment, and it takes a toll on my throat when I have to read everything out loud. Like, I had to stop once an hour to make tea just to like keep going. But so good. So good. I love these games. They're so fun.